All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rechak, Wadash. Double honor to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Now, here we go. This is from the New York Times. China wants to start a national internet ID system. We already know this is all coming. With the world being in turmoil, and you got a lot of increase in poverty, a lot of unemployment. So the idle activity of the people is causing them to participate in the crime element, making the environment, more dangerous, since a lot of people are, idle and don't have anything to do and poor. So this is why you're seeing a lot of crime, shoot up in society. And this is all deliberately done, of course, because they need an angle to be able to usher in their new global order, total control over everything. And they want to be able to pinpoint who's who. They want to be able to monitor and track everything moving. And this is all leading to that system where eventually you're going to have to get that implant. But right now, the system rollout, it just starts with biometrics, them being able to gather all biological data on you, for security purposes. That means that they got to, facially recognize you, put all type of tracking devices around you, in you. Remember when not Klaus Schwab, what was his mentor, that devil, that Mo, he said surveillance under the skin. All right. And that's what this is what they're set out to do. Okay. Let's say it should get an advantage of us, but we're not ignorant of his devices. And they're getting more and more obvious with the agenda. So remember years ago, this clip was going viral. And you had this devil, Klaus Schwab, before he stepped down from the World Economic Forum. He was asked a question, and you're going to hear his answer. And it was regarding China, all right, their set model.
And it seems quite positive with all the voices included.
I think it's positive. It's already positive through the fact that everybody agreed about the statement, which we haven't had the last years. Now the base has been formed, but we have to go one step further. We have to have a strategic mood. We have to construct the world of tomorrow. It's a systemic transformation of the world. So we have to define how the world should look like, which we want to come out of this transformation period. I respect China's achievements, which are tremendous over the last over 40 years. I think it's a role model for many countries, but I think also we should leave it to each country to make its own decision what system it wants to adopt. And I think we should be very careful in imposing systems. But the Chinese model is certainly a very attractive model for quite a number of countries.
And guess what? With all the shit that that Trump talks about with China, he always got China in his mouth. But I guarantee you, if he gets in there, he's going to be right along with the program. Okay. He's with the global digital transformation, which is why he's talking this Bitcoin crap all of a sudden. And then years ago, I remember him talking about there being a entry exit visa tracking system for people that's coming into the country. You know, because what is the motto? Order out of never let a good crisis go to waste. You know, order out of chaos. With Biden, with the Biden administration letting all these millions of people into the country, he gets in there. His aim is to basically track everybody and shut the border down. So that'll give them a reason to get all the biometrical data on everyone that they need, because this is all to get people into that system. All right. So you just heard Klaus Schwab, okay, when he was in the World Economic Forum, that China is that model, the role model for all the, you know, for all global systems, you know, and they want it all interconnected together. All right. So this is no surprise that they're doing this, you know, start with the internet so we can see everybody's identity, take away all anonymity, right? We need to know who is who, who's posting what information. And we need to see their face. We need to know what they're viewing, what they're sharing with other people, what information they're sharing. This is all about control. All right. And even the Lord said about the heathen that they exercise lordship. And this is Mark 10:42. It says, but Yahushua called them to him and said unto them, you know that they which are accounted to rule over the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and their great ones exercise authority upon them. And that's what the whole New World Order is all about, is lordship. You know, total control, him lording over you. Okay. And you having to, you know, bow down to his image, which is this new technocratic, transhumanist, fourth industrial revolution world. Okay. With them controlling every facet of life around you, including you, through this technology. Look up this word for exercise lordship.
Strong's G 2634. Kataku Ryuo. Kataku Ryuo.
And it says to lord against, i.e. control, subjugate, exercise dominion over. That's what they want. That's what they believe. And so this is part of the transition into it, making everything digital and biometric. This is basically what we always use the phrase, the digital Tower of Babel, you know, where the world is coming together, you know, which is part of the transition to develop these digital systems that's going to have a stronghold of control over the masses. All right, it says to bring under one's power, to subject oneself, to subdue, master. Basically, to control. Okay. So this is what they're trying to do. And over there in China, communist China, this is the way of life here. You know, every so-called pandemic, you know, they have to go under medical tyranny, martial law. You know, they got to get scanned. They got to have those QR codes and those digital passports. They got to get scanned to see what color they come up under. If it's red, you automatically go into quarantine. If it's yellow, you know, you can't get in you can't have access into certain places. And they're going to do this from here on out. Okay. It says it's hard to be anonymous online in China. Websites and apps must verify users with their phone numbers. And they're, to a certain extent, they're doing that now. Like on YouTube, when you try to share videos, if you do it over ever too often, they have it now to where you're gonna have to prove your identity. You know, they want to know your history. You got to have your phone number. Like they want certain information for you to be able to continue. And I've had that happen multiple times where I couldn't share a video without them asking me, you know, for certain types of identification. So I was like, never mind, you know. But this is the direction that they're going. This is part of the transition. Okay. It says, which are tied to personal identification numbers that all adults are assigned. You know, you got the real ID system. You know, so this is what, you know, they're rolling it out, man. They're rolling it out. And I'm pretty sure their job is to have everything done by a certain period of time. Because like the scriptures say in Revelation 12:12, the devil's come down unto you having a great wrath because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Okay. It says now it would get more difficult under a proposal by China's internet regulators. The government wants to take over the job of verification from the companies and give people a single ID to use across the internet. The Ministry of Public Security and the Cyberspace Administration of China say the proposal is meant to protect privacy and prevent online fraud. Of course, they got a justification, you know, but we know that they create the problem and then they come with the solution, right? There's too much online fraud and, you know, it's a lot of people finessing, you know, stealing people's identities and stealing information, you know, whether it be banking information or their social media accounts getting hacked and all that stuff. So, you know, we coming with something new. But that way we can track everybody online. A national internet ID will reduce the excessive collection and retention of citizens' personal information by internet platforms on the grounds of implementing real name registration, the regulator said. The use of the ID system by websites and apps would be voluntary according to the proposal, which is open for public comment until the end of August. All right. And you know China is definitely on board because they want, you know, all developing countries modeled after the system that's in China. You know, they're in complete digital slavery, digital captivity over there, man. And it says, and of course, you know, they deal with the social credit system over there as well. The Chinese government has for years exercised tight control over information and it closely monitors people's behavior on the internet. Over the last few years, China's biggest social media platforms like the microblogging site Weibo, the lifestyle app Jia Hongshu, and the short video app Douyin have started to display users' locations in their posts. But until now, that control has been fragmented as censors have had to track people across different online platforms. A national internet ID could centralize it. With this internet ID, your every move online, all your digital traces, and they're going to try to do that physically as well. All right. Not just on the internet, will be monitored by the regulators, said Rose Luqui, an assistant professor of journalism at the Hong Kong Baptist University. That will definitely impact people's behavior. So yeah, digitally trace everything. You know, they want to trace your carbon footprint eventually under this whole energy agenda that they're trying to bring. And even Kamala, All right, which when she was talking about better energy, she was talking about, reducing, vehicles that use carbon emission, basically using electrical vehicles. Then she also said reducing the population. And that was a Freudian slip. They said that she meant reducing, what was the word she was really, that they say she was trying to use, but they tried to clean it up. But it was a Freudian slip. She said reduce the population. They said she meant world pollution. But we hey, the scriptures tell us, she it was no accident, man. It was a Freudian slip. It was at Job 15 and start at verse 5. But they all are in on the agenda. It don't matter which one of them get in. Okay. They all want to, push forward that transition that Klaus Schwab was talking about. Because that's what the globalists want. That's what the international banking families, the elites want. Job 15 and 5, it says, for thy mouth utter of thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I, yeah, thine own lips testify against thee. And go and watch that clip, which I put it in the video that I put up on Kamala. You Jake's rallying up and, showing up for this woman, she has nothing to do with you. It's the convenient time for her to, throw up the black card now that she's, running. And you stupid Negroes, you consuming it, getting got, hook, line, and sinker, man. Cause she was Indian first. And you heard when Trump was going at it with that rude ass journalist Eve, right? You just knew she had an attitude. But he was man, that shit was hilarious. He was like, I didn't know she was black, when she got, when she came in, she was Indian. But I guess now she's black. You know what I'm saying? And it was funny as hell because it was true. Eve had to, she had to try to cut him off, and Eve, your jig is about that time, man. And if Kamala get in there, guess what? You're gonna be Esau's he's gonna point the finger at you. You're gonna be the blame. All right, and your lover Esau, he's gonna come for that head, man. And you ain't gonna have no protection because black men are no longer, they're not interested anymore. Okay, you doing it to yourself, thinking that you're gonna receive some kind of Queen of Heaven power, living vicariously through her. And she ain't got nothing to do with you. Got Meg the Stallion, with her ratchet ass twerking to get you women in line. Anyway, so this is what they want to do, and this is from the New York Times. Okay. And I'm pretty sure if they, do this in China, they're gonna do this all across the board. And China and BRICS, is gaining more and more momentum, man. They're really, really developing, and this is leading to the diminishing dominance and posture of the West, primarily Babylon, America, which America has to get brought down in order for this to, transition, completely all across the world, in which America is going to have to implement and basically go into that system. And Kamala would definitely be the perfect one for this. Okay. She's Indian. So, we know India is one of the developing countries. All right. And, they're going to be all up in it. Okay. The BRICS alliance and all that. But anyway, let's go here now. It is from a biometric update. Now, this is another project that they want to do. WorldCoin Foundation announces grant winners. Okay. And it says the WorldCoin Foundation has announced the winners of its grant program designed to improve WorldCoin, a project that aims to enroll the world into its digital identity service by scanning people's irises in exchange for cryptocurrency. So they're coming up with all type of ways. You got these pilot programs. All right. You have FedNow. All right. That's a system for the transition, for the time being. Okay. Different stores going digital, no longer accepting cash. So they're moving quickly, man. But this is another one that they want to do. And, very futuristic. They showed you this in, various films. What comes to mind, the Black Mirror series, all right, on Netflix. A lot of them episodes, they had contact lenses where, it could be scanned, or they was able to go back in time and rewind their, the cameras in the lenses that's on their iris. So this is what they want to do in real. They show you before they do it in these films what they intend to do. And then also you had in that movie, The First Purge. You had that big political party that rose into power called the Founding Fathers of America. And they set up that project to have people put tracking devices in their eyes, in their iris. All right. And it would have a camera on it so that the founding fathers would be able to monitor them. And they was able for 12 hours to go and, do what they want to do, commit murder or whatever. And in exchange for that, they would give the people $5,000. That would be incentivized for participating. And at that time, it was a lot of homelessness, housing crisis, inflation, unemployment, just like right now. So people were desperate and willing to participate. So you see what they're doing now, all right? It's what they want to do. It's that the first WorldCoin Community Grants Program, Wave O or Wave Zero, will distribute approximately 800,000 of its WorldCoin tokens to the winners, which include 28 projects spanning 5 continents. Trade publication CoinDesk has valued the total amount of grants at US $5 million. And only the poor will be willing to participate. The winning projects pitch solutions for the World ID digital identity applications and protocol, user agents, hardware and operations. Okay. A World ID digital. So this is the transition here, man. All right. And then, of course, down here it says the main task of the project is to distribute to each person in the world some of its crypto, a concept inspired by the universal basic income. Right. So they want to be able to control the amount of money that you receive. And the money that you receive is going to be monitored and controlled. I'm going to get you used to dependency on them, the government. All right. They shall lend unto thee, but thou shalt not lend to them. They shall be the head and thou shalt be the tail. So this is straight up digital servitude. Universal basic income. And what do you think when the CHIP comes? Because you're not going to be able to buy or sell without being a part of the system. And that's through that tracking device that's going to be implanted in your hand or in your head. Revelation 13, 16 on down. Really, you can start at 15. So here it is, man. To achieve this, the company plans to enroll every person in the world ID digital identity by scanning their irises and verifying their unique personhood while keeping them anonymous. So let's get a few precepts and close out. This first one right here, I'm going to go to Job 13, 27. I'm going to read it in the NIV. Job 13 and 27, it says, you fasten my feet in shackles. You keep close watch on all my paths by putting marks on the soles of my feet, which eventually they're going to put a mark in your hand or in your head. That's how they're going to be able to, watch you closely. NLT, it says, you put my feet in stocks. You examine all my paths. You trace all my footprints. And that's complete lordship, trying to be like the Most High, And they accomplished a diligent search to come up with this. That's Psalms 64. In Psalm 64 and 5, it says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? We see you. The Lord sees you. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, through these secret councils, using these corporations, naming them foundations and, so on and so forth, Vanguard, BlackRock, World Economic Forum, Johnson & Johnson, Bilderberg, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They put the money into the searching. They come up with all this. They got the body of scientists, professors, witches and warlocks. Both the inward thought of every one of them in the heart is deep. All right. So, we got to be delivered from this devil, man. Because this is how they moving. All right, let me get this in Psalms 140. And it says, grant not, O Yahweh, the desires of the wicked, further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves, Salah. Which why eventually the Lord's going to, right when they are at their excellency, that's when he's going to, move in on them. Job 20 and Job 20 and 20 says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And that's the wretched, the poor, the defrauded, catching hell. All the people are catching hell under this devil, man. And that's why so much rioting and violent protesting and revolts going on all over the world. Because the wicked is in authority right now. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. And that's ultimately what it's going to boil down to. The Lord destroying this entire world system through the use of thermonuclear destruction, and also the chariot fire from Yahushua and the angels. All right, that's what it's going to take. Okay, and eventually the Lord's going to, stop him in his tracks. He's going to disappoint the hands of the crafty if their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And that's going to be at the height of his, his reign. Him setting up this technocracy, which is all a form of world control. So anyway, I'm going to stop it there, and Lord willing, y'all edified. I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to y'all by Shem Yahweh Shai, and until the next one, Shalom.